Hey boys and girls, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. We got an interesting development with Switch Pro rumors. So we're starting to see these pop up more often. Bloomberg has definitely been on a roll, bringing these, I guess, insider sources out to light. We got a new tweet that basically summarizes an article from Bloomberg that we're going to look at. We're going to talk about this. If this is true, if this is going to be part of the specs for the Switch Pro, it's definitely an improvement over the current base model Nintendo Switch. Now, take all this with a grain of salt. Nothing has been 110% confirmed. There's no evidence that there's a Switch Pro coming at this time other than these articles. So take it all with a grain of salt and take the wait and see approach when it comes to a Switch Pro in these rumors and stuff. But I'm leaning towards, yeah, it's happening. That's my observation. So go ahead and read this tweet out. So this is from somebody by the name of Takashi Mochizuki, and they're summarizing what this article says. So a new Switch would be released later this year. I'm going to be impressed if it comes this year. If it does, that's pretty good. Nintendo kept, you know, a pretty hard ship on releasing it. I would say that would be an impressive if it got released this year. Going on, it's going to have a 7-inch 720p OLED screen. So we already discussed this previously in an article, so that's nothing new. But here's the new thing, DLSS equipped. That's the new thing that has popped up on that. Better CPU, more memory, with a lot of games. Analysts tip as much as $399.99 price tag. That's actually not bad. $399.99 for a new Switch. I would pay that. Now let's go ahead and read this article. It's going to go a little bit more in depth. This is actually on Bloomberg, so it has some reliability. Nintendo to use new Nvidia graphics chip in 2021 Switch upgrade. So Nintendo plans to adopt an upgraded Nvidia Corp chip with better graphics and processing for a new Switch model planned for the year-end shopping season, according to people familiar with the matter. So this is from inside sources of people familiar with the matter. So they're saying these are reliable sources. The new Switch iteration will support NVIDIA's Deep Learning Super Sampling, or DLSS. Now, I'm not real techie. This is the first time I'm ever hearing of this, and it sounds pretty cool. Definitely a huge improvement on what NVIDIA will be providing. It's a novel rendering technology that uses artificial intelligence to deliver higher fidelity graphics more efficiently. That sounds pretty high tech, right? That will allow the console, which is also set for an OLED display upgrade, to reproduce game visuals at 4K quality when plugged into a TV, said the people who asked not to be identified because the plan is not public. So yeah, this is all hey, just trust me, bro. You know, there's no sources listed, no names given. They don't want to be identified because the plan's not public. So this allows the console to reproduce game visuals at 4K when plugged into a TV. I think that definitely leaves a lot of room for improvement in the game front of the Switch. Now, continue on, it says the US company's new chipset will also bring a better CPU and increased memory. DLSS support will require new code to be added to games, so it will primarily be used to improve graphics on upcoming titles, said the people, including multiple game developers. Bloomberg News previously reported that the new Switch is likely to include a 7-inch OLED screen from Samsung Display Co. and couple the console's release with a bounty of new games. Nvidia and Nintendo representatives declined to comment. Yeah, they always take a no comment approach when it comes to this stuff. Again, this is pretty big. The DLSS addition that has been added to the rumor and the speculation. I want this to happen. You know, I feel, you know, a lot of people feel Nintendo personally doesn't need to compete against Sony and Xbox. But I honestly think they do. You're kidding yourself if you subscribe to that logic if you're thinking that Nintendo needs to just do its own thing and focus. With this current generation, with this age of gamers, these kids, the younger crowd, the casuals, the hardcore gamers, everybody, every type of gamer, kids, adults, hardcores, casuals, they want power now. This is the age of next gen. People want the good looking games. They want the rigs that basically play these things and make them look amazingly. They're getting bigger and better TVs now. The Switch is becoming quickly outdated, whether you want to admit it or not. It has fine games. It has amazing library games. But to compete, to get some of these games that are coming out, to get third-party developers who want to put games on it, are we going to keep playing indie games the rest of our lives on the Switch? Or do we want an upgraded model that can actually put some kick-ass games on it? That's my train of thought on it. I really hope this happens. $399.99 as the price point is not bad. It's better than $500. So it sounds like it's still going to, have the hybrid model where it can be portable, but then also docked. When it's portable, it's on a 720p screen, a brand new OLED screen that's supposed to be improved 7 inches from Samsung. So it sounds like it's going to look nice. And then, of course, with the DLSS, you dock it, it can render graphics or re-render them all the way up to 4K. I'm curious to see how that will look, how it's going to look. Could you imagine playing Zelda at 4K? I would be absolutely sold. Honestly, this sounds good. If Nintendo has been working on this for the last couple years, because we've had these rumors for the last 2 years or so. If Nintendo's been working on this, I'm going to be impressed. If this comes out and they announce it, to be released, we're already in March. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We got 9 months for them to supposedly release this for the year. I'm thinking holiday release, maybe announced in June during E3. And E3 is a term like that I say when I say during E3. I mean basically during June when people make these big E3 style announcements. Maybe we'll get it there. If not, probably right before the holidays. This is definitely going to be released for the holidays. And new games as well. I'm thinking Zelda, Breath of the Wild 2. Exciting times. Again, take all this with a grain of salt. It's speculation. Nothing's been confirmed. But it looks like signs are pointing to the truth of this coming out. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you for watching. Subscribe.